All right, guys, Gemini. And in this video today, I'm going to be talking about my thoughts on the WWE 2016 Royal Rumble, which took place last night. A lot of cool things happened at this event. So I thought I'd make this video. And if you guys are on your way home from work, spend a couple minutes listening to it, or just in your downtime, I thought I'd make this video and get this done, before I have to go to bed. I'm working on Graveyard these days, so I'm like, you know what? I think I'll do a quick video on the Royal Rumble and give the guys in the YWC a chance to listen to it. So anyways, let's get started here on my little review of the Royal Rumble. So, okay, the first match I want to talk about is Kalisto and Alberto Del Rio. Now, in this match, I really thought Del Rio was going to win with his experience. I thought for sure Del Rio was going to win, and then Kalisto won that match. I was actually really, really surprised by that. I didn't expect Del Rio, with all his experience and all his world championships and all his wrestling savvy in the ring, to lose. But yeah, Kalisto pulled it out, which surprised the crap out of me. Now, my observation on Kalisto, I was looking at him and I'm like, geez, man, this guy reminds me of Rey Mysterio Jr. in a lot of ways. I'm like, I wonder if WWE is trying to reincarnate Rey, part two. It's like his armbands and the way he talks and the way he looks. He looks like Rey Mysterio too. But it seems like Kalisto is on a push right now. It seems like he's on a big push. Okay, so yeah, Kalisto won that match. And then we had Charlotte and oops, there we go. We had Charlotte and Becky Lynch. Okay, a couple notes on this match. I noticed that Becky Lynch came out in a new ring outfit, and Charlotte looked good too. Charlotte was out in purple, and Charlotte looked good, and Becky Lynch looked kind of weird in her new outfit. I got kind of used to Becky Lynch in her green, but yeah, she had a new outfit on. And Charlotte wound up winning that match with a funny spot from Ric Flair where he threw his jacket on her head. I'd never seen that before. And in that match too, Ric Flair gave her a big smooch. I was surprised. I hate that they don't let Ric Flair do more because he's so entertaining. I wish they would let Ric Flair do more instead of just stand there. But it was funny to see Ric Flair throw the jacket on Becky Lynch's head. Although I will say that I didn't have like an emotional investment in this match at all. I really didn't care who won that much, but the crowd was popping for Becky Lynch, which was pretty cool to see. And then another match. Yeah, Charlotte won that match anyways. So I think Charlotte and Becky Lynch will do a rematch. In fact, I have no doubt that you'll see a rematch between Charlotte and Becky Lynch. Okay, another match. You had the Usos versus the New Day, and New Day got a new trombone, Francesca Part 2. New Day's pretty entertaining, but they have to be careful about being repetitious. And when you talk about repetitious, the Usos right now, they keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. I'd like to see the Usos just mix it up a little bit and kind of change things around, and they're not really changing things. But anyways, New Day is way over with the crowd. The crowd was going crazy for the New Day. I mean, you just have to stop and listen. The crowd was really, really popping for the New Day, and New Day wound up winning that match. And the Usos did the job to them because the New Day, you watch, they're going to have a big match at WrestleMania. They're getting very, very popular with the fans right now. New Day's getting over big time. Like it or not, New Day's getting over. So another match I want to talk about is the match between Kevin Owens and Dean Ambrose. This, without question, was the match of the night, especially when Kevin Owens went crashing through the two tables. It was a crazy, crazy spot. It was pretty intense too. It was cool to see Kevin Owens and Dean Ambrose, the two young and hungry up-and-coming superstars really battle it out with the Intercontinental Championship on the line. And Ambrose wound up looking good, man. I mean, if you think about this in retrospect, Ambrose had one hell of a night. Not only did he retain his Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship against Kevin Owens, but he was the final guy in the ring in the main event at the Royal Rumble. You know, I mean, Ambrose made a statement last night. He made a statement. I mean, Ambrose arrived last night, big time. If he didn't arrive before, he did last night, because when it came down to him and Triple H at the end, I have to admit, I was pulling for Ambrose a bit. I really was. But in the end of the Kevin Owens and Ambrose match, Dean Ambrose did win that match. So let's go to a match that I really didn't care about. You had Darren Young, Damian Sandow with the Ascension, who I can't stand, and Mark Henry and Jack Swagger, who both won that match and went to the Royal Rumble. This match was to qualify for the Royal Rumble and the Dudleys. And I have to say, my observation in this match was, what the heck are they doing with the Dudley Boys? This match was on the pre-show. The Dudley Boys have won tag team titles all over the world. You know, they're a world-famous tag team, probably one of the greatest tag teams in the history of professional wrestling. And they're doing the job on the pre-show to Mark Henry and Jack Swagger. I was like, what the heck? This is a disgrace to have the Dudleys. But then I got a tip from my friend Robert, and he said, Mark Henry is on his way out. And so they were doing Mark Henry a favor by putting him in his last Royal Rumble match, which makes sense, because generally you wouldn't have a team like Mark Henry and Jack Swagger go over. Neither one of those guys have any momentum at all. But yeah, Mark Henry and Jack Swagger did win that match. It was a weird pairing between Damian Sandow. Great to see him back, though. And Darren Young. It was great to see him back. And maybe Sandow and Darren Young can do big things. You know, I'm the crowd popped for Damian Sandow, too. They popped for him big time. And I was like, this is great. You know, that they really like Damian Sandow. I have to tell you guys, last year at WrestleMania, during the Battle Royal, when I was there live, we were all cheering for him versus Big Show. Everybody in Levi Stadium was cheering for Damian Sandow. I know I was, and then Big Show threw him out, of course, and won that match. Okay. Oh, okay, so I forgot something on the Divas match. The boss, Sasha Banks, came back, and god darn did she get a pop. Sasha Banks got this huge pop. And I was like, man, this girl is over. It must be nice to be Sasha Banks and be 23 years old and have all those fans just loving you. And she came and she put the Banks statement on Charlotte. And she attacked Becky. And Sasha Banks made a solid impression last night. And the crowd loves Sasha Banks. They just love her. She's way over. So then we get to the main event of the evening, the actual Royal Rumble match. And it was good. I mean, you had all your guys coming down, the Wyatts, and then Brock Lesnar gets in there, and Big Show's in there, and a bunch of guys are in there, and it's going really good. And I'm like somewhat into it. But then it gets down to the last AJ Styles comes back, and it was a mark out moment for everyone. I hadn't seen AJ Styles wrestle in probably like 10 years. I don't pay attention to TNA. I hadn't paid attention to AJ Styles. But when he came out, I have to admit, man, he had cool music. He looked good. It was a pretty cool deal to see AJ Styles finally in a WWE ring after all these years. I will admit one thing about AJ Styles. He looked smaller. He did. He looked a little bit smaller than the other wrestlers in the ring. He wasn't as big as the other wrestlers, but he was still impressive. He still made a hell of a showing. And the guy who really stole the match in the Royal Rumble was Chris Jericho. 48 minutes of hard work. Chris Jericho, to me, stole the show. And Chris Jericho did so good in the Royal Rumble. I started kind of pulling for him at the end. I'm like, holy shit, Chris Jericho might just win this damn thing. And I was like, Jericho could legitimately win this thing. He had a busted lip and everything, but Jericho didn't win. Brock Lesnar didn't win. Brock Lesnar got thrown out. And it was weird. I had never seen a Royal Rumble match where so many eliminated guys were coming back in the match and throwing other wrestlers out that they were already eliminated. It was strange. And so when the Wyatts were in there, there's 3 Wyatts in there, you could totally see the spot that they were setting up for Brock Lesnar. Yeah, I was like, I seen the 3 Wyatts, and I'm like, you know what, Lesnar's coming, and he's just going to kick their ass. So then we get down to the nitty-gritty. Roman Reigns has already been taken out of the match. The League of Nations had done a number on Roman Reigns. They beat the crap out of Roman Reigns. So Roman Reigns is out of the match. And I knew right then and there that the reason why they took him out of the match is because he wasn't in physical condition to wrestle for an hour. And it's true. He's heavily muscular. Yeah, he's got the muscles, but I don't think Roman Reigns has the cardio. So the match comes down to the final 3. Triple H is number 30, and that place loses their shit when Triple H comes out there. Match comes down. It's Dean Ambrose. It's Triple H, and it's Roman Reigns. And all of a sudden, you see Triple H sneak up behind Roman Reigns and dump him out. And you're like, oh, man, it's either going to be Triple H or Dean Ambrose for the world title. And I have to say that I was cheering for Dean Ambrose. I wanted Triple H. I posted on my social media about Triple H. And then Triple H tosses out Dean Ambrose, wins the world title, and everybody kind of has a mixed reaction on it on social media. Some people are for Triple H. Some people are against Triple H. It's a mixed reaction. People are like, oh, Triple H is burying the talent. Oh, Triple H has no business being the world champion. My best friend John texted me. He's like, dude, I can't believe Triple H just screwed everyone and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know what? Maybe it's not such a bad move to have Triple H win the Royal Rumble. You know, maybe it's not such a bad move. I mean, if you think about it, like he's an established champion. You know, he was the flagship champion for years on Monday Night Raw. And obviously Triple H is going to drop the title back at WrestleMania. But facts are facts. They need to sell tickets for WrestleMania, and having a big star like Triple H come back and be your champion is a good move. It is a good move. And I'm actually really excited to watch Monday Night Raw tonight to see what they do with Roman Reigns and Triple H. I mean, I'm excited to see it. I don't have a problem with Triple H being the world's heavyweight champion. I don't. I'm okay with it. He looks good, man. I mean, Triple H is buff as hell. I mean, Triple H has got the big muscles popping through every vein. And he's got Stephanie out there, and he looks cool. And Vince McMahon in his back pocket. And he looked awesome, man. I mean, Triple H looked like he was carved out of stone last night with muscles from head to toe. And Triple H carries that world title well. And Triple H, my hat's off to you. I congratulate you on winning the world heavyweight title. But yeah, all in all, I felt like to end this, I just wanted to give you guys a few minutes, but I got to get to bed here. I felt like the Royal Rumble, the first couple matches were like, besides Ambrose and KO. I thought like the matches were like kind of like blah, other than Ambrose and KO. And the show was like kind of flat. But I have to tell you guys, the last 10 minutes of the Royal Rumble, I marked out. I did. I marked out for the Royal Rumble. I got into it, man, and I started seeing that WrestleMania 32 sign, and I was like, God, I would love to go to WrestleMania this year. I got locked in. It's like they had me locked in again. So anyways, we'll end this here in a minute, and I hope that Fastlane delivers as well. We have Fastlane coming up, I think it's like, February 20th? Something like that. But, yeah, Fastlane should be interesting. So, anyways, those are my thoughts on the Royal Rumble. I'm going to try to make some videos a little bit later on. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. You guys have a wonderful day, and thank you for listening. I appreciate it. Have a good one.